Bonjour, bonsoir, dear friends, and welcome on this unusual JCB Live, where I'm taking you to the world of Raymond Vineyards. And dear friends, the world of Raymond Vineyards is about the epicenter of Napa Valley, the heart, where the central beat and the energy, the central vibration of Napa Valley resonates. This is where we are now, as you're going to be coming soon to see us at Raymond Vineyards as we grandly reopen with the avenues of the best road ever built between Highway 29 and Silverado Trail to take you to the Taj Mahal, the temple, the Vatican of wine, Raymond Vineyards. You could see that we get inspired immensely by what came before us. As you peek into Raymond Vineyards and you're going to come into our main avenue, you're going to witness on the north side this amazing sculpture collaboration of the past with a lot of ideas from the beginning and the growth of our civilization to sometimes the extinction or the disappearance of those greater civilizations. We're talking about an idea from Egypt to Greece to Rome to, of course, Europe today. You recognize this young man, and of course, behind me, the famous that you see at the tail end of the Rolls-Royce, and of course, the Samothrace, symbol of freedom and liberty and naturally the evolution of time. You have the horses, you have beauty, you have David, you have power, and you have energy of a multiple scale. And this is really what we want you to realize in the world of wine. This is a world that allows us to think about culture, to think about art, architecture, design, and how we see things in a very different way. And this is the fundamental of the life we very fortunately live in, is how we see things is not always how others do see things. How we portray what we see is not allowed how you may see it. And that's the beauty, I believe, of diversity and uniting all the thoughts of the world into this amazing sphere that really allows us to think differently, to be different, because we're here to encourage differences and diversity of thoughts and all that comes with it. So Raymond unites this from this amazing home you're going to discover next to the sculptures, one of the oldest Victorian house of Napa Valley, to this great road leading to Raymond. So now I want to invite you to give you a little preview of what's coming and the grand reopening of Raymond May 1st. I know many of you have already booked, and if you haven't, do it tonight. There's a few seats left for a grand new tasting of the new generation release that will happen on May 1 and onwards, as well as the revamping of the property that we're doing right now as the evolution of time from the 18th century to the 2nd century to now the 21st century. And as we rotate from the beautiful sculptures behind me to one of the most fabulous trees of all time. So follow me to this incredible tree that is the symbol of growth, the symbol of evolution, and the symbol of what is an oak tree. One of the most powerful trees that you have coming from Mother Nature. As you see it stop, raises its beautiful branches to the sky, opens up the energy and brings the energy from above to the root system below that goes all the way to the other side of the garden. So this is what the magic of Raymond has to offer, a collection of beautiful natural trees And as you could see it, it has an incredible bark. It's over 300 years old. And it has a root system that anchors Napa Valley as the root system anchors our chest and the inner cells of who we are. This is the excitement of wherever you're going to put your eyes, you're going to be able to think about the past, the present, reflect on yourself and how we made, thanks to being the mirror of Mother Nature, and the future as far as where we're going. So are you ready to go to the future? Let's do together now the road that will lead you as of May 1st to the new Raymond and the transformation you're going to be able to witness. Come with me. We on a ride together, dear friends. As you can see, I'm in one of the golf carts which could take you to the world of dreams, to Raymond Vineyards. So we are going to start from the entrance, and I want you to see this magnificent tree on the other side of Highway 29 that is right now facing the entrance of Raymond. Look at this, talking about history. This is the tree that will guide you on one side of Raymond, looking at the Mycamas, the beautiful sign Raymond Vineyards. And here we are. We are going together, dear friends, to the road that leads us to Raymond Vineyards. A beautiful secret on the side of the oak tree and the Victorian home, the fabulous opening towards Mycamas, and obviously Mount Santalina at the end. One of the most magical trees of all time, almost 400 years old. Our great barn, and here we are. This is Raymond Vineyards. And look at the end of our beautiful horizon, the Mount Santalina, which is literally one of the most historical, fabulous natural formations, a volcano that has helped to shape the Mycamas on one side and the Vacus on the other side. So we are on a road, dear friends, of over 1.5 miles of wonderful discoveries of peacefulness, aligned to Leo, which is really what we've used as the planet alignment that is above us, that is guiding us. You see, I'm not holding the wheel even. My hands are free flow. The car. It's about discovery. And it's about discovering at Raymond what you may not have seen before. And even if you've been with us, you will discover experiences that we keep creating. Look at the magnificent vineyards now of Cabernet. You can see the flower that is surely but nicely coming up and pushing as that beautiful leaf that is caressing the wood that will eventually give birth to the great grapes of the 2021st vintage. On the one side, you're going to have the winery. On the other, this amazing view, a great olive tree. And look at this uninterrupted view of the most magnificent winery in the state of California, in the heart of Napa Valley. I say that because I'm biased. The Raymond family started it in 1974, and we're here to continue their dreams. As I arrive into soon where you'll be able to park your chariot, we are coming to the nice skirt that gently spouts the wonderful landscape and takes you in to Raymond Vineyards. Look at that, the theater of nature is right there for you, and is taking you to the transformation of nature and what really nature represents, and the meaning of nature. So here we go. Dear friends, are we ready? Let's go and see Raymond. Voila, all your choices are behind me. As you can see, the winery is fully open now, and we want you to come. Now you start with the world of nature. You start with the reason why we're here in the wine country is to make, craft, and sculpt extraordinary wines. So we created this experience called the Theater of Nature that engages you over an acre and a half about all what happens in terms of the root, the soil, the plant, obviously the animals, the vineyards, sustainability, organic, biodynamic, and naturally the vineyardist. So you walk around in this beautiful garden and you discover the beauty of nature and the symbiotic relationship of Mother Nature and us. And there's a lot to discover because we live according to the biorhythm of Mother Nature. So remember the seen and the unseen. A lot of what happens in great wine is actually what you don't see, which is the root that gives the actual nutrients to the vine and its typicity. So we will taste wine now, but let's get inside the core, the soul of what Raymond Vineyard is all about. Join me. So as you open the doors of this amazing, historical, phenomenal 1970 building, you discover all the experience of what Raymond Vineyard has to offer. And it's many of them. But first and foremost, come with me and see the temptation of the hands, the idea of the gesture. And this is the main area where you could start your tastings and you could see all those beautiful hands engaging you into the thoughts of what guides us from your brain to your mind to your action. Because the hands are listening to your brain and are being guided to do in the vineyards and in the winery what you wish. And then we'll talk about the senses as we taste wine. But this is where you start. And you have as well a beautiful destination where you can obviously purchase all our wonderful jewelry, wine glasses, books, and all that we create that brings the energy of Raymond Vineyards. Don't forget, I have a little boy. His name is Frenchie. As you could see, here he is, making the cover of all the wine books in the world, as well as here as the king, Frenchie Royale. So when you come to Raymond, you can as well enjoy and bring your beautiful four-legged dog, and we welcome him in the Frenchie Winery where he can enjoy a wonderful glass of fresh Napa Valley water and wait for you. Meanwhile, you enjoy or bring him alone, because all the gardens of Raymond are welcoming the best friends of mankind, the dogs. So now we have the secret of the Crystal Cellar, where the world of mirrors brings you into the different perception of the scene and the discovery. Let's go and dream. That's the long corridor to the Crystal Cellar. A fabulous corridor that engages you to the light and to the perception of what you cannot imagine, and the idea of course, red wine. A beautiful Baccarat chandelier brings you in, and here we are, dear friends, here we are, into the famous Crystal Cellar. Baccarat shines through its lights and brings the energy of the winemaking to your eyes and changes the perception of what you may perceive a typical winery is all about. Here we want you to celebrate, to enjoy, to be captured by the energy of the wine in the making, as well as all the experiences. All the wines are available in decanters. The fabulous winemaker 4-day experience, which we'll show you shortly, is available for you. And of course, as you will see here, is every single great wines with the great decanters can be enjoyed at the fullest. So this is the Crystal Cellar. with the magnificent pendants of Baccarat, a new fabulous jewelry piece, and this is my dear friend Stephanie Putnam, that is always driven upside down by us. This is why she's so flexible and so agile as a great winemaker, that she's represented here as a cat on a trapeze. Because even though we push her and all her senses, we know she has the ability to evolve and always create perfection. In the other axis, as you could see, is Kathy George, who actually is there as well and really represents the two ladies that craft the wines at Raymond Vineyards. Another lady who is amazing, you've met her many times, is Sophie Drucker, who runs our vineyards and of course create those amazing grapes that then ferments nicely in the wine. One important element of Raymond is the crystal. It's called the crystal cellar, not only for the beautiful Baccarat crystal chandelier, but as well for the incredible crystal energy that the crystal brings. You will notice that we've linked the whole property following lion constellation alignment, and each and every of the major rooms have a crystal that are all connected. We'll tell you more another day about this, but if you followed our live, you've seen us energizing, linking, and gridding the property with all the crystals with our intention. And each of them are great intention that when you come to Raymond, you will feel at the highest level. So now, as you come to Raymond, you can enjoy those beautiful tables as we slowly but surely reopening, and enjoy a marvelous wine tastings and tasting experience. And of course, go into the secrets of what could be behind certain very unique rooms, like our little speakeasy that takes you by surprise. And we're going to keep it dark. That's the speakeasy. This is the surprise of Raymond Vineyards. Look at the beautiful chandelier, the umbrella that carries the light. And here we are. And that's where you can come and enjoy at the fullest an incredible winemaking experience. Taste wine, escape in wonderful discussions, be with the material and immaterial, the spiritual, and let your soul dive into the energy of this fabulous environment. The red velvet is here to welcome you and give you a different perception about texture, flair, and allure. So this is one of the places you may be invited to. At the meantime, you may want to make wine. So join me to show you the most spectacular and the very first winemaker for a day experience in the heart of Napa Valley. So now you're in front of a winemaker for a day, and this is where the art of blending come at the highest level. You get to be a winemaker for a few hours or for a full day. And you can make your wine, create your own wine, and take it home. And the cool part is, this is how John Legend and I really crafted a greater friendship, because we did make wine together. So this is a unique opportunity to make new friends and have a great time. So this is the actual room. You put a beautiful coat, and here you make your wine. So dear friends, you select from the different level of oak, Cabernet, Merlot, and Cab Franc, and you craft your wine, and from here, you get to create your own blend, and from this blend, which you use all the key ingredients, measuring cylinders, you create your own dreams. And there's nothing more fun than to make wine. It's like cooking with a chef. You understand what you do and what you love as you make it. So after you define your blend, you come here and you get to fill your bottle. And that's the cool activity, because it's one thing to make the wine. Here you get to fill the glass, cork it, capsule it, and label it. And as you can see behind me, there's a lot of examples of great people who've actually made their own wines. And as they make their wines, they can take it home, be proud of it, and share it with their friends. So this is the winemaker for a day. And remember, this label is magical, fully legal. You can even resell your wine if you want it. Not that we recommend it. Invite us in your cellar and we'll come and drink it. So as it leads to the red room, you have the fabulous corridor of senses, all about texture. So this is all about what you feel. And the intellectual connection of the texture in your mouth, the texture in your body, and the texture to describe it. A wine is gritty, leathery, furry, rubbery, silky, velvety. This is that world that we love. Another experience which is great is all about the sensory, the smell. And what do you discover in this beautiful wine? Is it cherry? Is it violet? Is it pepper? Is it vanilla? Maybe it's raspberry. And then on the other side of the corridor, the colors of wine. Often we think that wine becomes darker with time. In fact, it becomes often lighter, but it doesn't mean it's not great. The lightest wine could be the greatest, and the oldest wine are often the lightest. If you're into history, and if you're into older vintages, come to this room. And this is really the dream. Follow me all around. Here we are. From this angle, look at this. You sit at this table and you enjoy magnificent wine. And within those, you get to discover the historical vintages of Raymond. And really the purpose of this room is to show you that Napa Valley wine ages magnificently. And the paramount of the vintages is often 20 or 30 years old. So not only France ages, but as well Napa Valley. Let's continue to one of the most educational areas of Raymond. It's our fabulous Rutherford Room, our educational center. So here with us a beautiful map and the idea of understanding where each of our wineries are, and very importantly as well, why the air, the temperature, the soil is so unique, which is what terroir is. The alchemy of the three with the passion of the people makes it so special. And when you think of what is under us, is the soil. The soil composition, there's 14 very unique soil composition around the world. Napa Valley has at least 6. So when you think about St. Helena, Rutherford, and obviously Oakville being very different, this is the case because each of the soils, as you could see, are fundamentally of a different profile, a different depth, a different aeration, a different color, and a different era. So this is why the uniqueness of Napa Valley is what it is, and why Napa is one of the most special places in the world. But education is important, but we want you to have an amazing time. And to have an amazing time, what we need to do is, of course, dive into the world of the Red Room. So come with me. This is our room by appointment only. You ring the bell and you come into another world. As you can hear from the music, your heart, your body temperature raises, your heart vibrates, and here you come into one of my favorite rooms of all time, which happens to be the Red Room. And here you discover the famous wine of the Red Room, but what you discover, even more importantly, is those very lush sofa where you can escape and enjoy a great book. In this case, this is ours, The Alchemy of the Senses, and have a phenomenal time with yourself or with your friends, and to really go throughout time and think about the precious experience of what time gives us. And this is really the room where a lot of magic happens. If some of you were there a few weeks ago, this is where J. Alexander, one of the most famous magicians of all time, performed, as well as many great singers. This is where John Legend and I crafted our first wine in 2015, our first Napa Valley Cabernet. And this is where the who is who comes for book signing, unique moments, poker tournaments sometimes, great wine tastings, great book release, and more importantly, or as importantly, phenomenal events throughout the year in the heart of Napa Valley. So why red? Because this is all about the colors of red wine. This is all about Cabernet. This is all about the sultriness, the seduction of what Napa Valley has to offer. So now, look at this. I let you discover on your own this beautiful energy that brings us to Raymond. Look at that. This is the world of Raymond. This is this very elegant table where we happen to create some of the most amazing dinners and celebration. In fact, we have one in a few hours tonight. I cannot tell you who that is, but this is someone you know. So I'm here, dear friends, with a new friend, which is an old friend because Generation was created in the mid-90s by the Raymond family as the epicenter of the ultimate craft of the Raymond family. We're continuing the dream with Generation, which is one of my favorite one of all time, in the heart of Napa Valley. And Stephanie Putnam, Kathy George, and Philip Melka are doing an incredible job to continue this unbelievable and stimulating and inspiring wine. And this wine has inspired us to obviously create this great event in a few weeks, May 1st, and you come for the opening of the new road that we just saw, as well as the new Generation release and the new vintage. So I hope many of you come. Because you will enjoy the sensuality, the romance, the incredible expression of this wine that keeps linger, that keeps inspire you, that keeps really bringing you to other spaces, other journeys, other thoughts, other ideas, other dreams. And this is what Generation is meant to do, is to really help you to escape and to invite yourself into another space that you wish you had known. And now you're discovering it. So talking about discovery, last surprise today is to show you briefly the last big innovation we're doing that you will be able to witness as early as May 1st, and thereafter when you come to Raymond, our Raymond Outdoor Lounge. Incredible experience throughout the whole property, over 4 acres of insanity outdoor. Let's go and see together. We just come out of the red room and we are now in the bright room of outdoors. As you can see, the sunshine is fabulous in Napa Valley. We're expecting today 85 degrees Fahrenheit, and you could see the extraordinary outdoor. You have the feeling to be in some of the best gardens of the world with the beautiful views of our vineyards, Merlot and Cabernet, and our great orchard with the bachy courts that you can enjoy, a beautiful, irresistible fig tree, according to Walter Raymond, the oldest in Napa Valley to this day. And as you can see, people are enjoying, of all ages, having a great time, the beautiful tents around the pool, and the free view is here. The magic is gonna be here. We are setting up to do an incredible outdoor kitchen show today, but at the same time, this is the introduction to the palm trees. You're gonna have 30 palm trees covering the whole space behind me. We've reopened the whole view that you could see. There's really very rarely a view as amazing and beautiful in the heart of Napa Valley, and you could see it all 360. And you're gonna have outdoor furniture, incredible cabanas, and you're gonna be able to enjoy Raymond throughout this whole new space. And dear friends, remember, this is a little preview. Know that in a matter of weeks, it will be completed, and we'll be able to welcome you open arms and enjoy together, not only generation, but all the great wines that Raymond Vineyards has been producing over time. So we're so excited to finally show you this transformation, and we've used this very unique period of the pandemic to rethink about who we want to be, not only just indoor, but outdoor. So as we say goodnight, look at this beautiful space, bringing people together, creating energy, vibration, magnetism, and fantastic time, which is what we always seek for, is have people enjoy themselves to the fullest. And thanks to wine, dream, escape, and keep creating. Bonne soirée!